Jai Baba. Iftar Meher Baba ki Jai. Babaji, you want to start with how to love God?
Yes,
Please. Jai Baba.
Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. How to love God. To love God in the most practical way is to love our fellow beings. If we feel for others in the same way as we feel for our own selves, our own dear ones, we love God. If instead of seeing faults in others, we look within ourselves, we are loving God. If instead of robbing others to help ourselves, we rob ourselves to help others, we are loving God. If we suffer in the suffering of others and feel happy in the happiness of others, we are loving God. If instead of worrying over our own misfortune, we think of ourselves more fortunate than many others, we are loving God. If we endure our lot with patience and contentment, accepting it as His will, we are loving God. If we understand and feel that the greatest act of devotion and worship to God is not to hurt or harm any of His beings, we are loving God. To love God as He ought to be loved, we must live for God and die for God, knowing that the goal of all life is to love God and find Him as our own self, biggest self. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Yes. Thank you very much. Good morning, and let's get started with our reading of Bal Natu. Ashokji, you want to go first if you are in a position to read?
Yeah, I can go first. Uh,
Sure, sure, please. So we are in physical page 241 of volume 3. So over to you. We
Avatar,
start from mass contact at Badnera. Jai Baba.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Must contact at Badnera. Baba reached Badnera on the morning of December 20th. A hot-tempered must lived on the outskirts of this town. Baba wanted to contact him. Generally, when contacting a must, Baba would go with 2 or 3 disciples. But this time, all those who had accompanied Baba from Manmad went with him. This crowd of people needed a must, and no must cares for his appearance or image. The must began to blurt out in his fiery mood. I will use my machine gun to hold them off. So Baba instructed his people to keep at a considerable distance from the must, and with Pendu and Meherji, he went close to him. As Baba started pressing the must's feet, his wild mood began to subside. After a while, the must, pointing at the clothes that Baba was wearing, said, "Why do you wear these red socks and this particular coat? Throw them away. Should I give them to you?" Baba gestured. "No, not me. Just drop them on."
No,
Baba,
just don't keep them on.
sorry, I'll read again. "Should I give them to you?" Baba gestured. "Not me. Just don't keep them on." Baba instructed Meherji to bundle up the garments and place them somewhere at the time of the darshan program in Amravati. Now we must ask for some small silver coins, each worth each one worth 1/4 of a rupee in the minting year of 1945. Baba often catered to the wishes by any must. So Pendu did his best and got 16 coins of the required year and denomination. Baba left the must when he found that he was in a happy mood. So just the thought comes to my mind that the musts have their own idiosyncrasies, sort of. We read it when we read Wayfarers also. So they are all
Yes, yes.
they have their own. I mean, it's something very different.
Yeah, each one has their own unique idiosyncrasies.
When Deshmukh, Baba's host, came to Barnera, the party left for Amravati in the cars arranged by him. After reaching their destination, Baba told Deshmukh, "First, I will have my food and then I will rest for 2 hours." However, during Baba's rest period, Deshmukh sent him a message which stated that the required number of poor people had arrived and it would be a good idea if Baba finished his work with them. Thus, Baba's rest, which in fact involved his inner spiritual work, was disturbed. In an annoyed mood, Baba agreed to Deshmukh's request. In this small group of poor people, there were two school aged boys whose inclusion was against Baba's earlier instructions. So, when their work was over, Baba told Vishnu in Deshmukh's presence that he had complied with Deshmukh's request and that Vishnu should now get the elevator tickets to return to Ahmednagar. This made Deshmukh very nervous and he apologized for his mistakes and assured Baba that he would follow thoroughly his instructions during his entire stay at Amravati. So there is a anecdote of real obedience.
Yes.
In the evening, the members of the reception committee, who were the elite of the city, met Baba. They informally requested him to give darshan the next day to their city's people. The reception was arranged for Joshi Hall. Later, Baba conveyed to the Mandali that he disliked having darshan program in an enclosed hall. He also added, "I am not a big man whose reception should be in a hall. I am for the poor. I am for the masses." With a pause, he continued, "I am neither small nor great, yet simultaneously I am the smallest and the greatest, the highest of the high." Next day, it turned out that the committee's idea of
Sorry.
no problem. Can I read again from the uh,
Sure.
ensure uh, to ensure continuity? The next day, it turned out that the committee's idea of organizing the program in the hall was rooted in its fear that not many people would come for Baba's darshan. The members even told Baba that he should not leave for the hall until he received a message from them. Baba visits Joshi Hall. Baba stayed in Professor Vinayak Kher's bungalow. A nice Shamiana was erected in front of his house. Baba arrived here on December 21st at 8 a.m. and the morning darshan began with the Jairam with Jairam Bhua performing a touching kirtan. In the afternoon, well before the appointed time, Joshi Hall was completely filled, and one of the committee members hurried to Deshmukh's residence to ask Baba if he could start a little earlier. Baba smiled and gestured, "But this will be well before the time that has been announced." And the man politely confessed the doubt the committee had about the response from the gathering. Baba, with a smile, gestured, "All right, I will start soon." By the time Baba reached the hall, it was so full that it was hard for the Mandali, including Deshmukh, to reach the dais. Among the prominent figures present on the stage was Sri Punjab Rao Deshmukh, Minister for Agriculture in the Central Cabinet of India. After Baba was garlanded and some bhajans were sung, a few speeches were delivered. Sri M.D. Sagne, addressing Baba as the perfect master, said, "Our good luck has dawned today, for we have with us Sri Meher Baba, the greatest spiritual personage of the time. In his all-pervading love, he, he has fulfilled our long felt desire for his darshan and blessings. Since our joy no bounds, with a blissful feeling of happiness within, we pay our humble homage to Baba, and for the help in bringing about the occasion, we all thank his devotee, Dr. C.D. Deshmukh."
I think Dr. Deshmukh is from Nagpur or Amravati. This function is going on in Badnera. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Badnera is nearer to Nagpur.
Okay.
Yeah, Badnera, Yotmal,
Hmm.
Amravati, these are all. I know
Okay.
this because my son was doing his MBBS from Yotmal.
Okay.
Anyway, so and also intriguing is the fact that Baba started earlier than what he had announced, and the Mandali, the organizers are feeling that there would not be you know many people, but the hall was filled.
Yeah.
Baba has his own way of
Very correct. Very correct.
hey Baba. Meher Baba, after passing through the different phases of the spiritual spiral, you have now entered you have now entered upon a life free and fiery. We believe that the assumption of this free and fiery life is full of purpose, coming as it does at this time. The world is at present passing through an acute crisis. It is caught in the vortex of distress and degradation, and the dismal clouds of destruction are hanging thick over it. Karthik, I have a question.
Sure.
Could this be a reference to World War? I don't know what would
This
mean. What
is
does
no. This is
it mean?
1952. So I think I was just as you were reading this, I was thinking all these statements are relevant even today. Like we've been since the time we've been reading, we've always been saying whenever we read about Baba's reference to the day being very depressing or overall you know having the dominance of negative factors or of strife like the travails of the new world order. We always think that though these were statements made by Baba in the 50s and 40s, they're still relevant today. I was just thinking that thinking the same right now. So what he's saying in 1952 is still relevant. But yeah, I don't think it's a war. It's just post-war the
Jai
crisis or
Baba.
whatever. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. I wonder if, you know, Baba God is all powerful. Why do these things keep on reoccurring? And it looks like the world is always in this kind of a crisis mode. Is there a reason why this keeps on happening?
This is because of the sanskara of the whole world, whole souls in the world. So Baba doesn't change anything physically. He it happens because of the clash of sanskara of the whole of crop souls
The individual
trying to get
souls.
together.
Okay, I
So the
got it.
only role. yeah, the only role the avatar and in that way Baba has is to come in when the wick of righteousness burns low. So when the situation reaches the extreme of the individual soul's going astray, that's the time for intervention. So yeah, I agree with what Mamaji said on the why of why we are always here. Well, I think it was not so bad maybe 100 years back, let's say. But now it's gotten worse and worse, I would say.
So it's the collective impact of sanskaras.
Yeah.
Yes. And the work of Maya, right? So it's a combination of factors. The individual souls have their sanskaras, which make you constantly lost in this uh, opposites of experience. And in every work of the avatar and the individual souls, even there is the interplay of Maya, which we cannot ignore, which is like we learned last Sunday. It's equal and equally powerful, right? Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, okay. Uh, Perhaps it's that the but yeah, but I think just to add to Namita's question, because when Baba comes and today now, as you said, the the world is moving towards more of materialism and sanskaric load. So in this advent when he came, and now he'll come after 700 years. Still, we are moving from bad to worse. So, I mean, in terms of the overall, uh, no deterioration, degradation, may not be destruction because we don't have the two world wars, but in terms of degradation of moral values in what we see around, and I teach, so I see, the moral values are getting eroded, which is very sad. I'm sorry, I mean deviating. If I have deviated, I'm sorry, yeah. But this is what.
No, no, no. Yeah, you're right. It's a pertinent observation. But I think as people who understand a little more of the operation of these laws that are operating, I think uh, we should have a longer term view and the view that finally it is all going as per Baba's plan.
Yeah, okay. And 700 years is a pretty long time. So there could be degradation and destruction, but there's also repair and resurrection. So we don't know. We do not know the entire impact.
Yeah, yeah. The effect of I mean, the full effect of manifestation is still not done. So please wait.
Yeah, yeah,
Fun is yet to begin.
yeah. 100 years. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Baba. Uh, I'll restart.
Please, please. Meher Baba. Yeah.
Meher
First
Baba,
line on this.
we the unhappy people of this disturbed world have waited long for peace, joy, and light. We are now weary and have grown impatient. Or perhaps they have heard us, our, our question. Efforts, efforts on a mundane level made in the name of peace and prosperity could not and would not give the needed relief, for they lack the necessary spiritual background and the blessings of a creative leadership of the self realized. We are in despair and we are distracted. Our only and lonely hope, therefore, lies in you for stemming the soaring tide of deterioration, degradation, and destruction. Our last hope lies in you. O Meher Baba, we are convinced that an adjusted integration and balanced enjoyment of the moral, material, and spiritual aspects of life alone will lead mankind to the golden age of peace, prosperity, and happiness, and also that the creative leadership of the self realized alone can guide it along the rightful path. We therefore fervently appeal to you for your public manifestation. I think this could be worth under highlighting or underlining the last paragraph.
Sure.
Baba gave an instant answer, adjusted something. Can you just go up? Sorry, can you just go up a bit again? The adjusted, sorry, adjusted integration and balanced enjoyment of the moral, material, and spiritual aspects of life alone will lead mankind to the golden age of peace, prosperity, and happiness. It's really a lot of power packed. It's a power packed message. I see it. Anyway,
Cool. This is one of the other speakers, by the way, not Baba. Yeah,
yes, sir. Hi, it's some other,
requesting Baba. Yeah.
yeah, but it has got a lot of uh,
Yes, yes, of course.
essence. Essence. I mean,
Yes.
the above paragraphs will give readers an idea of what the speeches made at the other programs in towns during Baba's Darshan tour were like. Baba appreciated the sentiments the sorry expressed by the speaker and in response dictated from his board. Our dear Sagne has asked with the deepest love that I should manifest and break my silence. His loving appeal has tempted me to declare that God willing, by the end of April, God will make me manifest the infinite, which alone is real and we should find in ourselves. When the program was over, the crowd tried to rush towards Baba to touch him. The situation seemed uncontrollable, but just then a young wrestler came to the Mandali's rescue. He checked the people crowding near Baba and made a way for him until he got to his car. Beautiful birds in ugly cages. On December 22nd, at the invitation of Punjab Rao Deshmukh, Baba paid a visit to Janta College, conducted by Sri Shivaji Education Society, to unveil a portrait of Sri Ramana Maharshi of Arunachala. Availing
Wow.
himself, sorry, is my voice?
Ramana Maharishi. No, no, no. Ramana Maharishi Connect. So they were
Please read it again.
contemporaries. Yeah.
Ashok,
Sorry.
could you read it again? Could you read it again,
Please
please?
read from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, I will. But I hope my audio is clear.
Yeah. All good. All good. Yeah.
Jai Baba. On December 22nd, at the invitation of Punjab Rao Deshmukh, Baba paid a visit to Janta College, conducted by Sri Shivaji Education Society, to unveil a portrait of Ramana Maharshi of Arunachala. Availing himself of this opportunity, Harjivan Lal, one of Baba's dear ones from Delhi, presented the college with a large colored photograph of beloved Baba. So Punjab Rao pleaded with Baba to unveil his own photo also. With gratitude, he added, this will remind us of your visit to the college. Baba's message on religion and politics was read out to the gathering. Principal Jwala Prasad was a learned scholar of Vedanta and had written some books on the Upanishads. He requested Baba to give his blessing so that he could complete his commentaries on these ancient and sacred books. He also took Baba around the college premises, laboratories, libraries, workshops, etc. Perhaps he had no idea of the sufferings that Baba had undergone some months back owing to his fractured and injured leg. That day, Baba walked over 2 miles. When the students gathered in the assembly hall, Baba's message, Soldiers of God, that was given in the camp college at Delhi, was read out to the students. In the evening, Baba visited a leper colony, which was about 5 miles from Amravati. This work was conducted in a spirit of dedication and as a selfless service to this despised section of humanity. It has been noticed that serving lepers was very dear to Baba's heart. He moved freely among them, and when they gathered in the clean, small hall of prayers, Baba was pleased to convey through his board some words of cheer and advice to them all. He dictated, God loves most those who suffer most. Uninvited suffering is a blessing in disguise. Both pain and pleasure ultimately end in nothing. Lepers must give up despondency and despair and look upon their afflictions as a God given opportunity to get nearer to Him. Compared with the few suffering from physical leprosy, many in the world today are suffering from leprosy of the mind. I have a plan of my own to open a worldwide asylum for all kinds of lepers. There's a footnote 85. The Awakener, Volume 1, Number 2, page 27, 1952. Yeah, correct, 1952. On one of the occasions when Baba was washing the leper's feet, he remarked with reference to them, beautiful birds in ugly cages. I think that line is worth also underlining or highlighting. Beautiful
Yes,
birds
it's
in ugly cages is what I found it's a very nice way of putting it. The soul is beautiful, but they are just the body has got some.
yeah,
Uh, can we check on what was the message there? And I have a plan of my own to open a worldwide asylum for all kinds of lepers.
you mean the full message from the Awakener?
What this refers to, what is Baba saying here? We are not able
Yeah,
to.
I'll try to find it. I'm not sure if I can, but meanwhile, just finish off the section if you don't mind,
Okay, okay.
Totally.
And after this section, if if you want to also rotate or somebody wants to read,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
exactly. I will
Mhm.
rotate as well. Thank you. Yeah.
everybody should get a. I mean, that's my just feeling. I mean, okay.
Okay, I
After
will.
Baba Jai, on this night after supper, it was arranged that Baba would attend a Qawwali program at the house of one of his house of Sai Baba's devotees. But unfortunately, the Kawal had to leave for Bombay. So after a 15-minute visit, Baba returned to his residence. During Baba's stay at Amravati, this was the only program arranged at night. While returning in the car, he gestured. It's really good that the Kawal did not come. I truly needed a good night's rest. Baba performs his own arti on
No,
December
I
20.
think we'll rotate as you
Yeah,
suggested from the
yeah,
section.
yeah, yes, yes.
Did I hear Mamaji saying he'd be okay to
It
read from
is,
here?
if required, I will read for some time.
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead. So from this section, yeah.
Baba performs his own arti. On December 23rd in the morning, Baba participated in offering the prayers of repentance to God. Then he bowed down to each of the mandli who had accompanied him to Amravati. Baba then stood up before his picture in the prayer room of Dr. Deshmukh's house. To the surprise of all, he remained standing in front of this painting while those in the room sang his arti. In the end, he bowed down before his own picture and others followed suit. Then he took his seat and all quietly sat on the carpet. Baba looked divinely radiant. He conveyed, people say I am the avatar, but when it is impossible even for the rishis and munis to understand me, how can they know what I really am? Only the perfect masters know me. I am the ancient one, the Adi Purush. I, I alone can really perform my own arti. I alone can really perform my own arti. Okay. Looking at his disciples and devotees, he continued, so do one thing, leave aside altogether the thought of understanding me. Obey me, love me, that's all. Such statements expressing Baba's real status and authority created a profound soul stirring atmosphere in the room. For a while, none dared to speak, to change and listen to the seriousness of the atmosphere, to change and lighten the seriousness of the atmosphere. Baba resorted to his sense of humor. He opened a different subject. He conveyed, I like to be punctual, so I need a clock who will crow at the appropriate time to remind me of my appointment. All looked very puzzled at this strange demand, but Baba pointed at Ake and gestured to him to imitate a cock. At Baba's signal, Ake crowed loudly, which made all laugh, and then Baba dispersed the gathering. On this day, a special program was also arranged at Vidarbha Mahavidyalaya. Punjab Rao Deshmukh was invited to inaugurate a philosophical society in this college. It had been announced earlier that Baba would also attend this function. However, for one reason or another, Baba had cancelled his visit. When the students of the college heard of this, they felt disappointed and sent their representatives to Baba to request that he reconsider his decision. In the end, Baba complied with the pleadings of the students. The college staff and a large number of students attended the program. Punjab Rao began his speech with the following words. It's really difficult for me to say anything on philosophy in the presence of Meher Baba. However, he delivered a reasonable speech. There were also some other speakers, including the learned Dr. Nerula, the principal of the college. Another of the day's activity was Baba's private visit with his men to Sai Maharaj, a middle-aged saintly woman. He had a sizable following in that city. He very reverentially received Baba with tears of joy sparkling in her eyes and said, "The avatar has come to me." About 500 women had gathered and they took Baba's darshan. During this period, Sai Maharaj remained seated near Baba's feet. When Baba got up to go, she requested him to step into the inner chambers of Lord Krishna's temple. Baba happily did so, and pointing at the idol of Krishna, gestured to her, "I am in there." On returning home, Baba remarked, "I appreciate the simple, humble behavior of Sai Maharaj, especially so in the presence of her followers who regard her as their guide. At present, hypocrisy is rampant, and you know that I prefer even vagabonds to hypocrites, the self-styled saints, vagabonds to hypocrites." The same afternoon, with a special message from Baba, Erich went to see Principal Nerula. Erich told him that Baba was touched with his love and faith and that he had sent him his love. Nerula was greatly delighted and felt blessed. He then asked Erich if similar messages had been sent to other speakers. Erich replied no. They both then had a long, candid conversation in which the principal disclosed, "I love and have faith in Ramakrishna Paramahamsa as my master. When I heard that Baba was attending the program, I felt nervous about my speech. For the first time, I prepared my talk in advance and read it through. Whenever I used the words avatar or Baba in my speech, I meant my master Ramakrishna. I take him as the avatar." At the end of their talk, Principal Nerula also expressed the wish to have a personal interview with Baba.
Just one second.
During
Just one second. During, yeah.
Yeah, Karthik. Also, you can have different spiritual gurus, but they are just paths which lead to the highest of the high. Is that what we can
Yes.
offer? Because you may have Ramakrishna Paramahansa, or you may be Sai Baba devotee, but ultimately it all leads to the supreme, I would say, commander or the highest of the high. So they are all paths
Correct.
which, and Baba has said that he doesn't want any uh, distinctions on religion or religious rights. So I think he's given a very, large, um, you know, landscape, and he said that he honors all the traditions if they are given from the heart. I think it's something we learned that we should do uh, religious rites more or less mechanically, but then if you do it from the heart, it's different. I mean, in the last 4 5 years of reading this MBA, these are the insights which I get, and I thank the whole group.
You are welcome.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We heard Namita. That's nice. Singapore. Good.
okay, during the Peri Darshan tour, Baba had stopped granting individual audiences. So Erich asked him to attend instead the evening darshan at Deshmukh's house. When Erich returned, he told Baba about his conversation and that the evening when the principal entered the hall to be in Baba's sahwas, Baba asked him to sit near his seat. While the bhajans were going on, Baba lovingly looked at Nerula and gestured, "I authoritatively declare that I am the avatar, the ancient one. Do you think that I do not know what I am saying? Is it meaningless? Nerula kept quiet. Baba continued. Ramakrishna was a rare type of perfect master, Sadguru. Go on loving him, and one day you will find him. Nerula humbly but softly asked Baba, is in this lifetime? Baba was touched with the earnestness and unadulterated love Nerula had for his master. He gestured, a few hours before your death, you will see me in the form of Ramakrishna and you will realize God. The bhajans continued. The singers always felt that Baba gave them his undivided attention. Yet, in between songs, such personal meetings of profound significance quietly took place, and this was not unusual.
So what do you think Dr. Narula got? Is it ordinary mukti? Is it liberation? Is it God realization?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just
Yes,
making a question that doesn't need an answer, but
no, only
yeah,
one indication is that uh, just before your demise, you will realize. So that means the sort of a mukti.
yeah.
Of,
But also,
yes,
he says, "You will see me in the form of Ramakrishna." The key
that
word
is
is
And,
so. So
and he says, sorry, sorry, Karthik. And he says, you will realize God. So this basically
correct,
uh, liberation.
correct.
If you read the next four words,
Yes, yes, absolutely.
this is a very good say, eye opener for many of us because we have traversed through so many paths and
Masters.
so those who are say steadfast with their sadgurus uh, always ultimately they will reach the goal. So that is one message here. And the only other aspect which creates some disturbance in my mind always is that the Baba has also spoken of the things uh, without proper realization and other things. But for a ordinary mortal like ours, how do we recognize this? So we fall in love with one or the other Sadguru, and how do we try to realize whether my Sadguru is the realized one or taking it or whatever it is. So what I really understand right now is that taking may not be the proper term to be used here. Maybe the Sadguru that some people follow, maybe in some plane, which may not be the highest of the high order, uh, maybe the proper way we understand, I think. So this is the first time I am expressing this because uh, this has been discussed in the group also. Outrightly discrediting any Sadguru is not in our because we are not we cannot be judgmental on these issues.
We are
So
not
it is
qualified. Yes.
not so it is better not to do that and then say go ahead with your line of thought and path that you would like to follow and the guide you would like to have. And one day, as it's already said, either now or in 84 lakh first, you will certainly realize God. Jai Baba.
Jay
Yeah,
Baba,
yeah, agreed. I just have one comment, if you permit me, Ashok, and then you can say. My comment is the fact that you cannot identify the true nature of the saints and masters that we encounter is a fact, right? So, but then Baba in his last warning says that don't waste your time, right? So, we should be cognizant that we need not go around looking anywhere. We should be sensitive not to comment or not to question because to each his own, right? But uh, at no point should we question Baba's statement on this, saying where he says, "Don't worry." I mean, the last warning and highest of the high. If you see both of those together, it's very clear, right? I think that's all I had to say. Go ahead, Ashok.
I'll just take 2 minutes, Karthik, because
Sure.
from 86 to 92, I used to travel to Indore by road, and believe it or not, I used to stop at Shirdi Sai Baba, and and this is much before I came to know about Baba. I came to know about Baba in 2000. So I think Baba has his own magnetic,
Yes, absolutely.
if I can call it, magnetic field, or the that now that we are all associated, I associated with you since 18 with Karthik, I'm saying, and although it was something very, it was technology oriented. Karthik being the tech savvy in this group, so I mean, Baba has his own way of putting us all together. So he's the boss, if I may call, putting us all beats on single string. Jai Baba.
No, so I just have one follow-up comment. So you came through Sai Baba, so did I. I think for at least seven,
So me,
uh, 7, 8 years, we have been. I've been completely going to Sai Baba Mandirs every Thursday. And I was completely a Sai devotee. So, and visited Shirdi multiple times and so on. But yeah, there comes a time, and then you decide and switch or whatever. So, switch may be a very low end word, but yeah,
Progress, if I can use the word
yeah,
progress.
yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah,
one thing that comes to my mind is Baba says you cannot unlearn what you have learned, So you next life you start, that's your base level. So if all these
yeah,
other saints are like a way to him and we are already there, I think we are a very a privileged class, right? Jai Baba.
correct, correct. Yes.
Fortunately,
For
Next
he
birth
is
will
everyone, hope.
in his magnetic field.
Go ahead, Ashik. I
will,
didn't hear you properly.
I
Yes,
said,
please
next
repeat.
birth will we be the Baba lover again? That's what you mean to say. You're saying like next birth will be the baseline again, right? Whatever we did in this birth. So the next birth will we be the everyone will be Baba in contact of Baba, or did Baba said anything about it? Like whenever you come contact to me for next some births, you will be always around me or something like that. Any comment on this one?
Jay Baba, if I may add, Baba has said that if in your dying moments, if you remember me, then that's a straight
Yeah, you come to me. Yeah, you straight
that's
come
a
to me. That
straight.
that meaning I still did not understand. Actually, I did not
It
understand
means
the
that
meaning of it.
last moments in your when you're breathing your last, if you
Uh,
remember Baba, or just remember him with all shraddha, dedication, and just remember him. That's all. I mean, that's a very big. Uh,
yeah, he said like you will directly come to me. So directly coming to Baba, what does that mean? Like, is it mean like you are done with your all the births, or does it mean like next
yeah,
birth also you will be with
no,
me?
it
So
means release from uh, human. I mean, reincarnation. So you should read. That's something which Kama shared with me. Supplement 19 in uh, God Speaks. I think it's page 238 or 278. But supplement 19, real birth and real death, which means that you have only one birth, one real birth, and one real death. And one real death means you merge or you merge with the Almighty, is what I understood. But we have other intellectuals in this group. So, I mean, probably Karthik and Kama really explains it well. That's what Kama shared with me when I was passing through a lot of, tragic events in my life when I lost my mother. I mean, that just one page, supplement 19, I think, if I'm right. Uh,
Correct. Supplement 19, 238, I think. And,
yeah,
but to Ashish's question, uh, so it's not very crystal clear in any of the messages. At least I am not aware. But you will be in his. He'll take care of you. That's it, right? And not just every avatar has said this, right? Every avatar has said the same. The importance of the name and the importance of taking the name in the uh, end, right? So
Yeah.
that's what we have to keep in mind.
Karthik, I beg to differ. If we can take the time or towards the end, can we read that supplement 19? Because
Yeah,
it's all actually crystal clear in that. It is what I is what the message I maybe interpreted or deciphered.
no,
Unless
I don't think it is relevant. And if I may add, if I may point out the question, Ashish's question is, as Baba mentioned anywhere, that if at the point of what happens to the soul that takes Baba's name, would he be would he continue to be in contact with Baba in his next birth, or would he get liberation? What happens? What does he mean when he says, "Come to me"? Whereas real birth and real death talks about the single birth and the single death and the concept of each of the lifetimes of reincarnation merely being like change of clothes. So I don't think they're directly relevant to Ashish's question, in my humble
yeah,
opinion.
okay, but if you read the last line on page
Sure.
239, it
Let
says
me get it.
only the
Let me
blessed
get it.
one. Okay, you can get it
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
mean.
yeah. Please go ahead. You read. You read.
I'll just read. Only the blessed ones die and become one with God. So I mean, this is really profound. Maybe others can read it separately, but and we can have another session on this because I am somehow moved by this.
Yeah,
So I'm just reading the last line. Only the blessed ones die and become one with God.
correct.
Uh,
So
because
this
if
is
you
the supplement, Ashish ji, that Ashok
Yeah.
is referring. 19, page 238.
Yeah.
and it
I think we
starts with
read it before. Yeah.
if, no, I'll read one sentence if you allow me, Karthik. Sorry for digressing. If I have,
Sure, sure. Please go ahead.
there is only one real birth and one real death. You are born once and you really die only once. I mean, maybe Ashish, you can read this and we can have a separate
Okay.
con.
Let me read that one. Okay. So shall I read that one now? What,
Yeah,
shall
yeah,
shall
Ah,
I
sure. If
continue?
you
Yeah. Okay. There is one real birth and one real death. You are born once and you really die only once. What is the real birth? It is the birth of a drop in the ocean of reality. What is meant by the birth of a drop in the ocean of reality? It is the advent of individuality, born of indivisibility through a glimmer of the first, most finite consciousness, which transfixed cognizance of limitation into the unlimited. What is meant by the real death? It is consciousness getting free from all limitations, freedom from all limitation in real death. It is really the death of all limitations. It is liberation. In between the real birth and real death, there is no such reality as the so called births and deaths. What really happens in the intermediate stage known as births and deaths is that the limitation of consciousness gradually wear off until the consciousness is free from all limitations. Ultimately, consciousness totally free from all limitations experiences the unlimited reality eternally. Real dying is equal to real living. Therefore, I stress, die for God and you will live as God. You are first a child, then you grow old and drop the body. But you never die and never were born. In the East, Vedantists believe in reincarnation and in a number of births and deaths until one attains godhood. The Muslims believe in one birth only and one death only. The Christians and the Zoroastrians hold the same belief. All are right, but Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Zoroaster all mean what I mean by real birth and real death. I say you are born once and die once. All the so-called births and deaths are only sleeps and walking. The difference between sleep
Wakings.
and death, yeah, wakings. The difference between sleep and death is that after you sleep, you awake and find yourself in the same body, but after death you awake in a different body. You never die. Only the blessed one die and become one with God.
Perfect. So, by the way, this is also a very good
Yeah,
reference
yeah, yeah,
material if somebody asks you
yeah.
for uh, two things. One, uh, proof of reincarnation or logic, or how does one understand reincarnation? Two,
Hmm.
specifically in the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, uh, their religious texts do not formally recognize reincarnation. So
Right.
if you're trying to talk to somebody from those faiths and engaging in conversation, this could be a very, very good reference. So supplement 19. Anyway, I hope you got a little more towards your answer, Ashish ji.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Not
cool.
exactly, but yes, it makes sense. It makes sense actually.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
correct.
that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a general statement by saying, "Come to me,"
Hmm.
and I think
Yeah,
that you can be assured that you will be in safe hands. You are already in
yes,
safe hands,
yeah,
right? So, and you have to see it in the context of going wild. You have to see it in the context of your sanskaric journey, and if you're ready and due, you might get ordinary mukti right away. You may get liberation in this birth. We don't know, right? But
yeah.
yeah. So maybe also we can rotate the reading. Any one of you, Norm or Ashish ji, want to read?
I
Or
can
both of you,
continue.
if we can do 15, 15. Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. On December
Thank
24th,
you, Mamaji.
uh,
Thank you, Mamaji, and thank you, Ashish, Ashok ji, before for reading. Yeah.
Any, please read the title as well. I think
yeah,
Virban.
yeah.
Yes, correct, correct.
Virban proclaims Baba as the avatar. On December 24th, some followers of Virban Maharaj, a musk-like recluse from Davargaon, approached Baba and requested him to pay a visit to their village. Baba very gladly accepted the invitation and reached the village within few hours. Birbhan extended a touching welcome to Baba and said to him, "You are the master of all masters. The villagers are indeed blessed by your presence." Baba expressed his love for Birbhan by pressing his feet and remarked, "I am for those who love me, and those who love me are my gurus," in bracket masters. So this Davargaon, still every year they celebrate the program on the 24th December. They celebrate, like most of the people from Vidarbha, they go to Davargaon actually on every 24th December.
Okay,
They arrange the program every year. Just want to
you're
add.
familiar with this. Yeah, you're coming from the
Yeah, yeah,
region.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I went by bicycle. There was some cycle. There was one event long time back when I was too young. We went by cycle to the Davargaon program on 24th December. Long time back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So it's
hearing
closer to
this,
Amravati than Nagpur.
yes, it's closer to Amravati. Maybe it's like
I mean, they're wrong.
30 kilometers, yeah, 30-35 kilometers. Hearing this, Virban felt
Please go
overwhelmed.
ahead.
Yeah, hearing this, Virban felt overwhelmed, and tears of joy began to roll down his cheeks. He repeated aloud two lines in Sanskrit from the fourth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. These words of Lord Krishna, freely translated, mean whatever righteousness declines and crime flourishes,
Whenever,
I,
whenever, right? Yes.
yeah, whenever righteousness declines and crime flourishes, the avatar assume human form. Then turning to those present, Birbhan added, Mer Baba is the avatar. You may not understand what I mean, but I know. Akbar Ali Indorwala, a prominent citizen from Amravati, had driven Baba in the New Hudson to Davargaon. He was so humbled by nature that in the beginning, some of the Mandali thought he was hired driver. While returning, the car stopped after a short distance due to some malfunction. Some villagers who could neither go to Amravati nor to Davargaon thus had the opportunity of Baba's darshan. It seemed as if Baba knew of their inner longing. In the meantime, Indorwala noticed that a battery wire was disconnected, which in the case of his new car was most unusual. Baba smilingly asked him what has happened. And Indorwala humbly replied, I don't know, Perhaps he meant that Baba's wish to grant darshan to the villagers was the tacit reason for the disconnected wire. In the late afternoon, a public darshan program was arranged in the Harijan colony or slum area. It was here that the poor people of Amravati had a chance to be in the Baba's Sahwas. Jairam Bua, with the followers, specially attended this program. Paturkar performed kirtan based on beloved Baba's message of love. Baba bowed down to the people and informed all that each one of them did not now try to come to him for his personal touch. Gadekar, who was privileged to sing Baba's Aarti in Marathi during the Fairy Life Tour, was joined by hundreds of people in offering it to the Master of Masters. Earlier, Jairam Bua had also performed a kirtan before Baba, in which he indirectly mentioned his inability to understand why Baba was observing silence. At the end of that kirtan, Baba had called him near and gestured. In spite of my silence, I speak with all the tongues of the world. This last darshan turned out to be the biggest and the most triumphant during Baba's stay in Amravati. In Christmas Eve, Baba left Amravati for Badnera, where he boarded a train for Ahmednagar and reached Merazat on Christmas morning by 10 a.m. The divine heritage. After after a brief stay of 4 days, Baba left Merazat for Bombay on December 29th at 1:15 p.m. in Saroj's car with Adi driving. To avoid the glare of the sun during the journey, Baba changed his seat 2 or 3 times with those in the car. This was one of Baba's habits. Adi halted at Thana for about 20 minutes and then drove to Victoria Terminus, the railway station in Bombay, arriving at 6:30 p.m. Nariman and Meherji were awaiting Baba. They had made an advance booking for Baba and his party bound for Nagpur. Baba instructed Adi to return after his super to Ahmednagar that same night. This meant another continuous 5-hour car journey on Indian roads for him. Of course, Adi returned the same night. Life with Baba was very dynamic, sometimes pleasing, at other times never racking. After getting down at Nagpur, Baba and Mandali proceeded by cars to Sauner, which they reached on the evening on December 30th. Dinkar Rao Pofri, an advocate A.M. Khan, a revenue officer, Bhavalkar, Tharkare, and other Baba lovers, including some city fathers, had aroused great interest in the public about Baba's visit. There were many welcome arches, welcome signs, and bunting displayed for over a mile on the road by which Baba's car was to pass. Baba had visited this town earlier in 1944. Reference number, I think 86 is there. Glimpse of the
So
God
I
man
think
where
we would
Baba
have
was
read
born.
in volume one.
Yeah.
Uh, Sauner. This is a visit to Sauner, maybe. I don't remember, but
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. And in 1944, and since then, there had sprung up some Baba centers in the nearby villages. Owing to the villagers' simple faith in and love for Baba, the Mandali would sometimes refer to this area as Hamirpur Junior. Arrangements for Baba's stay were made in the dark bungalow on the town. The Mandali stayed in Bhavalkar's house for meals. However, they would go to the advocate Popri's residence. The next day, December 31st, Baba's work with the poor, as was characteristic of his fairy-free life, was carried out in the morning. At this time, Alexander Markey, one of Baba's American devotees, was also present. In those days, he was working on a film at Alwara in Rajasthan. In the early 40s, he had compiled Baba's discourses, which were later published in the States under the title Silent Revelations. During Baba's stay at Sauner, he visited some of the homes of his devotees. At one of these small receptions, Harkare spoke so fervently on Baba's divinity and about Baba's work in the area that he could not contain himself and burst out sobbing. Baba appreciated his love, and in response to such speeches made in his honor, he also dictated from the board, miracles do not consist in the bringing the dead to life, but in living, becoming dead to the ego. Miracles are small illusions in the illusions in the great illusion called the world. For 2 days, yeah, let me read it again. Miracles do not, yeah,
I think we can repeat that
yeah, let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
highlight
that's
read
what
it
he's
again.
doing.
Yeah, miracles do not consist in the bringing the dead to life, but in the living becoming dead to the ego. Miracles are small illusions in the great illusion called the world.
miracles are small illusions in the great illusion called the world.
Miracles do not consist in
Becoming
bringing
dead
the dead
to
to
the
life.
ego.
Yeah,
That is the
yeah, but in the
important
living
thing.
becoming dead to the ego. Miracles
No,
are
no.
small
Yeah.
illusions in the great illusion called the world.
Yeah, Babaji, you were saying
Okay.
something.
That's a very nice quote. Dead to
Very
the
nice line.
ego.
Yeah, yeah.
That is the uh, highlight here. Miracles do not consist in bringing the dead to life, but in the living becoming dead to the ego. So, ego
Correct.
loss is the ultimate thing. Miracles are small illusions in the great illusion called the world. That is more poetic.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I think
Uh,
many places Baba has talked about the least importance to be given to miracles. And this is a very nice poetic line as well. Yeah.
Karthik, I need to disconnect the call. I need to go to urgently to pick my daughter. Actually, I got
Yeah, yeah,
some.
yeah. Not a problem.
Yeah,
I,
I will disconnect.
I will continue. I will continue. Jai
Jai Baba.
Baba. Thank you. Thank you for reading. Okay. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. I'm continuing. For 2 days, the public programs were arranged under a big awning where thousands of people, including villagers, flocked for Baba's darshan. At the beginning, Baba bowed down to the public assembled for his darshan. Then, amidst the singing of bhajans, he began distributing prasad to each one who would pass by his seat in single file. To avoid any sort of disorder near the dais, people were requested to sit in a queue and slowly move ahead in a sitting position until they were close to Baba. On December 31st, a Marathi translation of Baba's message in English, The Divine Heritage of Man, given during his earlier visit, was read out to the public. The original text is given below. In all climes and in all places, man is constantly striving for happiness, but there are very few who have it because there are very few who truly know the secret of happiness. Man is constantly feeling thwarted and limited, and he is ever in the clutches of unrelieved agony of suffering. Because not knowing his true nature, he identifies himself with the body or the desires or the limited individual mind and thereby becomes a victim to their respective limitations and suffering. It is only by knowing himself to be different from, beyond all these, that he can fully enter into the divine heritage of the abiding happiness, which is inalienable from his true being as God. The man who, through sanskaric attachments, identifies himself with his body or desires or the individual mind is caught up within the prison of his ignorance. All his efforts to break through his shackles only lead to his being in their firmer grip, just in the same way as the parrot, which desperately beats his wings against the barbs of its cage, succeeds only in enduring its own wings without being able to make any headway towards its freedom. It is like a person who is stuck up in deep mud and who, because of his very efforts to extricate himself, finds that he is more deeply stuck up in it. The individual and the unaided efforts of the aspirant are so often unsuccessful because the very source of such efforts, which is the ego, is rooted in ignorance. This does not mean that the aspirant should not strive for spiritual freedom and fulfillment. He must try his best for their realization, but he must at the same time open himself out to the abundant and indispensable help that comes to him from the master. The
Jai Baba,
master, just finish
Karthik,
and then maybe you can comment. The message just finishes in one para.
yeah, yeah.
The master does not give to the aspirant something which is not already within the aspirant in a latent form. He only unveils the real biggest self of the aspirant himself and enables him to come into his own divine heritage, which is rightfully his. So that's why this section is called Divine Heritage. You wanted me to discuss or show something here?
Yeah, yeah. First, the last paragraph is worth highlighting as well, and and also it reminds me of the annihilation of the mind, the one which he talked about with the other highlighted portion where he said you have to the death of the ego. So would
Yes.
death of the ego would probably refer to the uh, annihilation of the mind, which is a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love the way he has played with the words, the individual and the unaided efforts. So unaided efforts because there's no master. And then he brings the master in the second line and it says indispensable help, right? So that comes to him from the master. Anyway, and then the last paragraph is only talking about the divine heritage, what he gets into, what he gets from this process.
Sorry. So basically, the indispensable help would mean the grace of the perfect master, or what would mean, what it means.
Uh, Yeah, absolutely. Abundant and indispensable help only means uh, grace and guidance from the master, which is indispensable, irreplaceable, cannot be compared with books, cannot be compared with obviously the individual effort of the person, and so on and so forth. It is only can, I mean, this can only happen through a master. That's the point uh, we can take away.
And Karthik, can I also request you to highlight one earlier paragraph? I mean, if you
Sure.
can go back a little bit.
Yeah.
It is only by knowing him a little above.
Oh, okay. This paragraph. Okay.
It is only by knowing himself to be different from and can enter into the divine heritage of abiding happiness, which is inalienable from his true being as God. Real power packed, I mean, messages in
Very
this.
nice. Yeah. Very nice message.
Sorry to intervene. Sorry.
No. That's fine. I just wanted the message to be read without interruption. That's why I did not stop earlier.
So I'll read again. It is only by knowing himself to be different from and beyond all these that he can fully enter into the divine heritage of the abiding happiness, which is inalienable from his true being as God. Okay, Baba.
Yeah, Bob. And I think there was a footnote. Yeah, footnote 87. Yeah, so this is in, by the way, I tried looking in the mobile, Mamaji, for that beautiful souls in ugly cages. I was not able to quickly do it without too much distraction, so I'll probably find it, or if anybody finds it, please share it on the group. Could not find that Awakener reference. The footnote 87 reads Messages of Meher Baba, which is a book compiled by Adi K. Irani, published in 1949. The page references are 78 and 79. So let's go to the next section. Bhaw's first meeting with Baba.
Oh,
One of the remarkable,
yes, yes. Bhaw's first meeting. That's
yeah,
interesting.
Bhaw's first meeting. Interesting, yes. One of the remarkable events during Baba's visit to Savner was Veer Singh Khaluchiri's meeting with Baba. He later became one of Baba's close resident Mandali and is now known as Bhav. In 1952, he was studying at Nagpur College for his master's degree in administration and law. His married sister was living at Savner and his brother-in-law was one of the prominent persons of the town. When Bhau reached the place where Baba was giving darshan, he found that thousands had already gathered there and had lined up in a queue. They were all sitting and in that position were slowly moving forward. Although this was an unusual arrangement, it had been fixed by the program walas so that all could feast their eyes on Baba's divine form until they got closer to his person. Bhau also sat down and proceeded in a similar way. Some people who knew Bhau suggested that he should leave the line as his brother-in-law could easily arrange for Bhau to have Baba's darshan without waiting in the queue. Bhau refused this offer, however, and continued to watch Baba giving out prasad from where he was sitting. He slowly moved ahead, gazing at Baba, and he noticed that as Baba distributed prasad, he would sometimes flash a loving smile at the recipient, making each one depart all smiles. At last, Bhav's turn came and he expected some loving response from Baba, but Baba suddenly turned his head away and began to communicate with those who were gathered near his seat. Without even looking at Bhav, he handed him a banana as prasad. Bhav tried to catch Baba's attention, but he was pushed on by those next in line. Though Bhau was a bit upset with Baba's indifference, he nevertheless ate the banana Baba had given him without even peeling off the skin. Baba's benevolent indifference intensified Bhau's desire to see him again. He decided that if Baba were his master, he would ask him if he could stay with him permanently. With this intention, he tried to contact some Baba people to ask them to arrange a personal interview with Baba. Everyone he asked replied no, as Baba had placed a ban on seeing people individually. However, Y. Rangarao, Baba lover from Andhra, told Bhau that he would definitely arrange what Bhau wanted, provided that he came to Eluru during Baba's visit to Andhra Pradesh. He even made Bhau promise that he would be there to see Baba. On New Year's Day 1953, Bhau tried his luck in the darshan queue a second time, but it turned out almost a repetition of the previous day. Again, Bhau ate the prasad, a banana from Baba's hand, along with its peel. Despite Baba's treatment of him, Bhau felt that Baba was his master, and with the intention of seeing him in person, Bhau visited Baba's residence, but to no avail. The next day, Baba left for Nagpur, and Bhau followed him. There, one of Baba's close ones, after hearing Bhau's story, arranged for him to meet with Baba. When he was ushered into Baba's presence, instead of asking him anything about himself, Baba gestured, "Will you obey me 100%?" Bhau's unhesitating reply was, "Yes, Baba." This seemed to please Baba, and he continued, "Will you go naked and beg if I ask you to do so?" Again, the reply was, "Yes, Baba." Hearing this, Baba gestured, "Then do it." Instantly, Bhau began to take off his clothes. Baba, however, motioned for him to stop. He again asked Bhau the same question, "Are you sure you will obey me 100%?" Bhau again replied in the affirmative. Baba then concluded this meeting by saying, "Then listen carefully. Want you to appear for the forthcoming examinations for your MA. When these are over, come to stay with me wherever I may be." This simple yet decisive meeting between Baba and one of the prospective Mandali was over in a few minutes. Accordingly, when the examinations were finished some months later, Bhau came to stay with Baba permanently. Next section. Love surpasses all unusual experiences. During Baba's Savner stay, he gave to one of his devotees the following four instructions to be observed for a specified period. Number one, let people know about my message of love. Number two, beg for your food. Eat whatever is received in bhiksha. Number three, accept no money from anyone. Number four, carry out the program outlined for you at the cost of your life. Baba asked this person to leave Saoner the next day for his journey to the Himalayas in the north. Baba also called one of his lovers with his son from the south. Baba had been informed that the son, a teenager, was not attending to his studies. He was going into trances instead, sometimes for only a while and sometimes for long periods, and people had started respecting him for this achievement. Receiving homage from others at an immature stage is spiritually harmful. That was why Baba had urgently called him, even though he would soon be visiting Andhra himself. Even at Sauner, this teenager was occasionally seen with closed eyes as if he was sleeping, but his fingers would be moving just like Baba's, although they were in different rooms. This was really amazing. Once someone asked him while he was sitting with his eyes closed if he could recognize one of the Mandali. He had not met the person before, yet he easily identified him just by feeling his hand. When Baba heard this, he commented that it was really remarkable. But as Ramju had reported, he also added, unless the boy was firmly and sympathetically discouraged forthwith from succumbing to his present impulses, which were quite honest and natural, he would later be tempted to play the saint without actually becoming one and would ruin him. There's a footnote 88. Again from the Awakener, volume number 1, number 2, page 29, 19, published in 1953. Baba kept the boy near him for a day and then sent him back with his father to Eluru in Andhra Pradesh. After going back to his hometown, the boy resumed his studies and regularly went to school. With Baba's blessings, he began to behave like a normal schoolboy of his age. At present, he's leading a normal life as a householder. Although it is rare, after coming into the avatar's contact, unusual changes may take place in one's state of awareness. But such experiences should not be misconstrued as indicating advancement on the spiritual path, much less demonstrating one's attainment of a higher plane of consciousness. These experiences are transitory, and although they have potential to aid in one's journey to Him, if not properly understood and viewed in a truly spiritual perspective, they can become an obstacle in one's way. Any unusual abilities, especially those which superficially resemble spiritual ones, can become a temptation for the one possessing them. If one succumbs and places some intrinsic importance in the ability itself, the blessing it might have conferred instead becomes a curse. An honest, simple life in Baba's love and service without any glory about it is best. A seeker or an aspirant wants to know more and more about God, while a lover of the God man longs to lose more and more of himself in his omnipresence. Unadulterated love surpasses the entire range of unusual experiences. On January 2nd, 1953, Baba left Sauner at 7:30 in the morning. While leaving from the town, he suddenly and casually instructed that the car be stopped in front of a Hanuman temple. He walked over to a peepal tree and sat on the ground beneath it for about 10 minutes. Then he got up and proceeded with no explanation. On the way to Nagpur, Baba stopped again, this time at Angewada. A good many villagers had already gathered at Meher Ashram to pay their loving homage to him. Baba looked very pleased to be in their midst and spent about half an hour with them. He reached Nagpur at 9:30 in the morning. Okay, I think given there is a section end, we may do well to stop at this point. Any comments before I wrap up and stop recording?
Yeah, Jay Baba, you see, there's this, they talk about the getting the allurement in the last, in the some paragraphs above. So
Yeah,
that allurement, or let you get, uh, caught up in the allurement.
planes as well, as it were. Yeah,
So would that refer to the fourth plane of? I mean, that's
including the fourth plane. Yeah, yeah,
okay. Great. So
yeah.
that's what came to my mind. I was just
Very true, very true. Okay, so with that, let's stop here and let's connect tomorrow for a session on God Speaks, where we'll continue our journey.
There were a lot of insights in today's reading, lot of things explained and also unexplained. Both were
Okay,
fascinating.
so what are the ones that are unexplained?
the last, that is uh, what uh, Sophie pointed out, that 19th element. So there I felt it is God realization, but you were telling that it is not so. So
Which one?
what I felt was, we need to read the supplement once again, understand that that is the real depth is God realization. Real birth has
Uh,
already happened. The real death is
no,
the God realization.
I'm not saying that it is not. This is very clear, no? Like Ashok
Yes,
pointed out the last line. When you become one with God, it is to be treated as God realization. What
that's why
I was
when
only referring
Baba says
to,
you will come to me,
yeah,
this
that
also
is
means God
open-ended. That's
realization.
what I am saying. So is it in that birth or is it after a few births? That's the
That
question. I don't know.
depends. That depends. Okay.
Yeah, that I don't know. Of course, he means GR when he says, I mean, God realization when he says coming to me. Anyway, we'll pick Kama's brain also tomorrow
Yeah,
on
yeah.
this.
Dr. Kama is I call him doctor. He is he's the one who highlighted this to me when I lost my mother. He said,
Mm.
"You'll get solace in this. That read this." So I mean, it's a good condolence uh, reference we can send to Baba lovers. At least they'll correlate to what.
Even non-Baba lovers who are struggling with the loss of a loved one and
Yes,
who are not even spiritual. I think I have sent it to someone like that who was not able to overcome the grief. It was a very good one.
because when you lose a close one, it's also mentioned in He Listen Humanity Part 2. So you pass through a lot of grief, and that's the time when you will look for some solace. So this one page gives a lot of solace. I'm ever grateful to Dr. Kama, if I can call him Dr. Kama, because he's really done a sort of a PhD in God speaks and discourses.
Indeed. I hope he joins tomorrow and we will discuss
Yeah.
this and feel free
Why did
to
why,
discuss this offline with him as well.
yes, yes. But why didn't he join today?
I don't know. Ask him. All
Mhm.
right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Karthik. Thank you, Mamaji.
Take care. Jai Baba.
Thank you. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, everybody.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Silent Ma today.
Yeah.